Tonight, we've got a hard R rating. We've got some box office potential and some real velociraptors. All that and more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Let's Talk Jurassic here from the Jurassic Park podcast, your weekly live stream for all things Jurassic. Thank you all to our returning viewers out there. Thank you so much for coming back this week. We love having you, as always. If you're new here, welcome. This is absurd here, as always, so stick around. There's probably going to be lots of mistakes, random stuff that we're talking about, but we're going to be talking about Jurassic. And for all those lurkers out there, I see you. I know you're there. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. I was able to scrounge around a little bit, and I found some stuff that we can discuss. All right, we'll get to it. We might have a guest at some point, maybe. We'll see. Not gonna get your hopes up, but we'll see. Maybe. But hello, everybody out there. Let's see who's here. We've got Steven here. How's it going, Steven? Spino Rex, good evening. Alex is here. What's up, Alex? Hey, Cammy. How you doing? Ooh. Oh, Alex is building Captain Rex Lego helmet. Nice. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Like the one, it's like probably like about that size or so, right? Those ones are cool. I dig those ones. Hey, Dino, baby. Person, turquoise, waving face, fuchsia, poop shape. Oh, that's funny. Cammy got Bo-Katan's helmet. That's cool. And opened the captive eggs. Oh, you know what? I still have not opened my captive eggs. But I know I gotta do that. Yeah, I've been like really behind on opening things. I've got a lot of things to open up. I've got a big pile of toys right there. The captives teams like sent me the box. I've yet to open that. I still got to open that one and see what's in it. I really don't even know. And I finally just opened this the other day. And it is behind me, actually. Yeah, you can see it right there. But this Sideshow 6-scale Beetlejuice figure, which is actually right down there. Boom, right there. Oh, man, I can't move my arm right. There's Beetlejuice there. I've got Indiana Jones, Anakin, and Ahsoka, 6 scales. So trying to like up my game a little bit with those. But yeah, I need some helmets too. The only helmet I've got around here is Kylo. And it's just sitting there.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jurassic.
I forget how he sounds at the moment. It didn't sound like that.
No, he sounds more like this. Oh, it's me, Adam Driver.
What are we talking about tonight? I forgot. Anyway, we saw who's here. I didn't get a really chance to share this around too much, so please go share it around on all your social profiles. Tell your family and your friends. We've got Vanessa here. What's up, Vanessa? How you doing? Let's see what's going on over on our website. So JurassicParkPodcast.com is the place to be. And we've got episode 400 in the books. Episode 400. I've done 400 numbered podcast episodes. All right, that's 400 numbered episodes. There's also many others. there's many other episodes. Let's see how many total I'm up to. It looks like we are at so number 400 is technically number, let's see, does this starts at 2? Okay, so right, so let's see. It's technically 523. So I've done 123 other episodes outside of that. But technically, episode 400. Yes, and Jay Jurassic was on that episode. He is the man as well. Thank you, Chewy, for saying so. Get tattooed by Jay Jurassic. You absolutely could. We talked a lot about that behind the scenes as well. So he's always just a artist in production out there doing tattoos. And I really got to get one from him. The problem is New Jersey is small and we're in the same state, but like he's still 2 hours away from me. So I don't know if we can meet in the middle. Can he give me a tattoo in the middle? But anyway, he was on the episode this week, joined me for episode 400. Jay's been a part of, oh man, I don't even know, lots of episodes over the years, and we've hung out a few times and in person, and great dude. So please go listen to episode 400. We talked about 2025, everything that you can expect this year in the Jurassic franchise. We made some guesses because there's not a lot of information out there other than, hey, we're getting a movie, some games are on the horizon. We know that there's a Chaos Theory season 3 happening. So there's a lot of things we do know, kind of, but with no specifics exactly. So, but we did talk a lot about that, what we hope to see, what everybody else hopes to see. There were some comments and stuff from listeners and stuff. So please go check out episode 400. Huge deal. We've done 400 main episodes. I know I was joking about the totals before, but it means a lot to be able to put out 400 like main episodes, followed by 123 bonus episodes. And then on top of that, however many YouTube videos. I'm scrolling through my live stream list, and there's a lot. There's 237 live streams, it looks like. Yeah, 237. So there's, what I'm getting at is, we do a lot here. So please, go watch the stuff, pay attention. We'd really appreciate it. AHQ did make it in time. Yes, you're here. We've barely begun. I don't even know what we're doing, but we're doing it. So that was episode 400. Let's see what else. Is there anything else? I'll share that stuff at the end. But yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about. Oh man, there's a person in my downstairs 2 minutes ago. Hold on. Just have the text. Anyway, let's see. What are we talking about? Let's go to our main topic for tonight. Actually, yeah, let's start off strong. Let's go strong. We're gonna go over to a hellscape that is the internet, and one of the specific sites that don't really talk about all that much, but let's discuss the new film. All right, so this post came out from What's Up Scarlet, Keeping Up with Scarlet. So it's an account that follows everything that Scarlet's a part of, and we've got this post here about the makeup artist teasing with this brutally violent Jurassic World version. So it's a whole thing. It's like, this is Twitter, and yes, that's what I'm calling it. It's Twitter, but then there's also Instagram from Jana Carboni, and then there's also TikTok. So the TikTok's the real thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the TikTok real quick, because which we're gonna do over on Instagram. So it's easier. All right, let me just refresh this real quick. Mute this. this up.
Whole idea for this new film is to be like the original Jurassic Park, but scarier. They are planning some excessive violence and gore. Be prepared for some brutal dino attacks. There are going to be many bloody scenes that might be too scary and graphic for younger audiences. They plan on making these scenes linger, like especially focusing on like the terror and the suffering of the victim. Like it won't be implied, there won't be some quick cutaway. As the poster suggests, be prepared for something wild. Also, can we just talk about this poster? I'm obsessed with the eye and the crying. Oh, it's so cool. This will not be a bring your family, come see the dinosaur kind of film. This will be more like a horror film, more brutal than the other Jurassic films we've seen so far. I do feel like they've progressively gotten darker, but it's never earned an R rating. So there has to be something really particularly wild that makes it stand out from these other films. It comes out on July 2nd of 2025, and I cannot wait for more information. The film stars Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey. Come over here for more content and interact if you want more updates on the film. The new Jurassic World movie is rated R.
Oh, you missed that part in the beginning where it said the new Jurassic World movie is rated R. Yeah. All right, so I don't know. This has been floating around a little bit, so I figured I would give it a mention because everybody's sharing it right now, and I just wanted to make sure we get to the bottom of what's going on in this video because I don't really know. Yeah, Alex saw this on Reddit, but wasn't able to look into it. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, look at the comments over here. Jurassic Your World. Neems is like, is your source pixie dust and dreams? That's kind of where I'm at because there really is no information as far as like where is this coming from, any of this sourcing, like that it's rated R, that they're going to be lingering scenes. And we talk about this poster here. This is not a real poster, so that's. I know that this account is just, you know, trying to draw everybody in, right? So we're falling for it all at the same time, but it's not accurate. It's not something that like I want Jurassic fans out there everywhere to be like, yeah, this is true, this is real. It's gonna be rated R because so much of the conversation always surrounds making these movies R-rated, and that stinks. That shouldn't be the case. They shouldn't be rated R ever. And this won't be. I guarantee you. Absolutely guarantee you this will not be rated R. Yeah, Spinorex saw this the other day. And oh, I'll pause. Sorry, I stopped reading your thing, but and dismissed it as soon as she saw the poster. Yeah, exactly. Right. Once you get to that poster, you're like, yeah, this isn't right. Something's not right here. Yeah, sorry. But as far as the rated R thing is concerned, I have no idea where that's coming from. No idea where that's being sourced from. It's not gonna be, and I wouldn't get worried. You know, I was saying the other day that I was like 7 years old when I first went to go see it, and my son's gonna be 7 this summer. So this will be a perfect time to take him to his first one. And if they're gonna be like, oh, this is rated R now, that would be such a huge bummer. And it would take away from so much of everything else. I don't know. It's tough. So let's go ahead and go back, though, because there was something interesting in this. As you saw before, right? Here's the TikTok. But there is Jana Carboni saying, yep, it's no joke. And Jana Carboni actually worked on the movie. So there is some legitimacy there to some of it, right? Some of that conversation. It's not fully, you know, it's hard to say because this seems like especially a full endorsement when you see the first page right there. It just says the new Jurassic World movie is rated R, brutally violent. And the endorsement comes from somebody who worked on the movie. Yup, it's no joke. That's like, I don't know. Maybe what should we think about this? Should we think that Jana is endorsing the fact that yes, it is rated R, or it's going to be brutally violent? Let's see. Let's check out Jana's IMDb here. So, we know Jana is on the makeup department for Jurassic World Rebirth, the makeup designer, post-production now. Previously worked on Gladiator, Napoleon. Let's see, what else is like, I don't know, The Great Wall, would that be like gruesome at times? I don't know. Prometheus, maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of other stuff too, so it's not just like this artist is like a fully gruesome, horrifying, makeup artist, but what I see here is Jana, great makeup artist, confirming that, hey, the violence in this movie is no joke, and it's going to be violent, it's going to be gory, or whatever the case may be. Hold on a second. All right, I've got a guest in the guest room. We'll give him a second just to make sure it's all figured out. Let me assign. And Ryan's here. So I'm going to go ahead and just add him in. I don't know if I have a screen for this. Do I have a screen for this? Let's see. You might have to be somebody else for a moment. Let's see. Who do I have on here? Let's see. You're Aaron Byer today. What's up, Ryan?
Wow.
Let me change your name.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're live right now, just so you know.
Nice. Yeah, Aaron's doing good. What's happening?
It looks a little different today. There you go. We got the name changed. Anyway, Ryan's in the house today. So if you don't know, Ryan's the host of the Forcecast, and I'm there. I sit next to him sometimes, and we co-host the Forcecast together, and we talk about Star Wars. But today, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Jurassic, man. Oh, was that your wristband? Was that your
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a watch.
Just to watch.
I thought it was like your ticket to Jurassic World, like your magic band into Jurassic World.
This is my wristband. This is my wristband to get on the show. And apparently,
okay.
I had the wrong name attached to my ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no. So I was just watching. So we're thinking this could be rated R. Rebirth.
Well, yeah. I was very distracted the past few minutes trying to figure some other stuff out while also talking about this. But yes, that's what at least this one TikToker is saying out of nowhere, unsourced, is that the new movie is going to be rated R and it's going to be brutally violent. And there were some telltale signs in there of things that were like, oh, very generic, like, it's going to be scary. Maybe it's too scary for kids and stuff like that. Like, obviously, sure. But there was also like a fake poster for the movie that the person was commenting on. But leading some credence to this theory, though, is Jana Carboni, who is a makeup artist who is actually working on Jurassic World Rebirth, saying, yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke here that it's going to be brutally violent. When you see something like that, what's your take? Do you think the makeup artist is like, confirming that it's rated R, that you have a lot to look forward to, or that they're just like, yeah, I did a lot of really cool, gross looking, bite marks and slashes and stuff like that? What do you think?
It's definitely the second part, because I think sometimes people forget that these movies, like a Jurassic movie, a Star Wars movie, a Marvel movie, are such massive productions that there's so many people, from the people that drop off croissants in the morning to do makeup, to do hair. Like, you need like hundreds of people to do these productions. And the idea that a makeup artist, although very important to the movie, would know like the script or the rating from the Motion Picture Association, would know that what my guess would be is like she could have Scarlett in there one day, and there's a nasty arm bite that she's got to create with makeup on, and it's like, oh yeah, and Scarlett's like, in this scene, it's pretty nasty. And if she's not used to doing Jurassic movies, or vice versa, she is used to doing Jurassic movies, and this one's a little more intense on the makeup, I think it's maybe more like, wow, I'm doing some pieces here that are pretty intense, and maybe not like she's got the script in the morning, reading it, like knowing what's going on.
Yeah, that is a totally fair point. I never really thought about like during the production who's reading the script, who really knows the full story. Like I never technically thought about that. I guess like what does the person doing the hair or the craft services, like what do they actually know about the movie other than I did my task for the day. I did what I was supposed to do. My setup said I have to have this ready and get somebody to look like this or dress like this or whatever the case is. I have to rig up the lights a certain way, like, whatever the case is, whatever your job may be. But, there's some truth to it that, this movie's going to be no joke, but you could say that about any Jurassic movie, right? Like you could say about anything, like literally the first Jurassic movie, no joke, because there was a severed arm, brutally violent, a severed arm. And people getting, bitten in half. So I think you could say that about any of these movies, technically. Star Wars.
Well, also,
you could say that. You could say that about Skeleton Crew, which we're going to talk about later. Not on this show.
Yeah.
But
No, not on this show. But so let me ask you this, because, and I'm sure you may have covered this, and maybe you haven't. I try to tune in every week on the Jurassic Park podcast, JurassicParkPodcast.com. Anywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, Podomatic.
he's better than me at it. Look.
The episode 400 is currently live. So
you can have it. It's yours now.
I'm a professional. So maybe I missed it, and but do we have reporting as to why this movie got greenlit? Because if you're just a casual fan like me and you watch Dominion, you're like, this is it. Oh, chill. This is the last. Sorry, my dogs are in the room. You're watching like, oh, this is it. This is the last one. And then like, I don't know, a couple years later, they do a brand new movie that seemed to come out of nowhere when we had reporting on there's actually going to be a live action streaming show. You have the animated shows, and then all of a sudden this happens. Have we seen like any reporting as to why NBC Universal was like, we've got to make a new Jurassic and we got to get it out kind of quick, and then to weirdly not promote it like they haven't promoted it? Do we know that like, and the reason why I'm asking is because like if they were like Disney and they're like, we need a lot of money, we need it fast, and Jurassic movies make a lot of money, do they say, just my camera here, I'm a professional. Do they say, if you make it rated R, you leave out a massive audience, which is going to take away some money, which is the entire point of this being greenlit was because Universal wants some theatrical money. Doesn't that take out a massive part of their base to make money? You know what I'm saying?
I think it does. It's hard to fully argue because of the shirt that I'm currently wearing. That's really hard to argue because while I was saying it before, I said, I was 7 years old when Jurassic Park came out, and I got taken to the theater. It was the first Jurassic, obviously, that everybody got to experience, but my first time like seeing a Jurassic movie in a theater was the first one, and I was excited. I'm excited to take my son, who is also 7, turning 8 this summer as well. So I'm like, all right, this is perfect timing. I'll get to take my son to see his first Jurassic movie ever, the same time that I saw my first one. But if they go ahead and do a rated R, I'm like, well, that really bums me out. I'm not going to be able to take him. Is that what you're telling me? Now I'm getting worried. I might have to at least go see it by myself, and then, all right, then I'll think about taking him. But if it's anything like this, so the argument I was trying to say was like, we actually, my son and my mom, my wife and me and his mom, and my son, we do movie nights every Friday, and we just started watching like the MCU stuff. He's been really into superheroes. He's really into Wolverine, but like I'm not showing him this movie. We were gonna do this every Friday night. We've been going through the MCU. We're only on the second one, so by the time we get to this movie, I'm just gonna have to stop though. Like I can't show him that. Like that's just not gonna happen. So I don't want that to be the case though for Jurassic. You know, after 6 PG-13 movies, to have one rated R, I'd be so bummed.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too when I was tuning in to hear your discussion on this Instagram post. Is there's one thing that's constant, and it's just as big, by the way, if not bigger, at least at the Target near me, is the Jurassic toy section remains strong despite the weirdest movie strategy that they could possibly have had, despite there being no movies. If you go into the store, like dinosaur toys are huge for Christmas because there's a ton of kids that just love dinosaurs. Even if they're not Jurassic fans, the perfect line to go get is a Jurassic toy because they're the best quality versus like generic raptor that, you know, like squeezes his eyes out. Like you can actually go get real quality toys. So don't you rip out that opportunity of like merchandise if it's a rated R film, because people still buy the toys, but you really gonna sell toys for a rated R movie? I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think. I mean, there still will be probably something. I mean, I've seen like one or two like Deadpool figures or something out there, you know. But like, and Funko Pops and stuff. Like I think I put it up on the shelf, but I got a Wolverine one from that movie. So there are little things here and there. But you're right. Like the toys are the telltale sign that like we need to support the toy line and we need to support the growth of the franchise instead of making it shallow. I think Universal is not going to take the risk on their biggest, you know, franchises, that and Fast and Furious. I don't think they're going to take a risk on like cutting off half the audience potentially and repeat viewings and things like that, especially when going up against Superman. You know, Superman comes out 1 week later. It's like you're really going to alienate your whole audience that's going to take the family now to go see Superman instead. Like that to me just doesn't feel right. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I know we're kind of theorizing, right? But like I would wager every toy, every collectible I have here that it won't be rated R. If I'm wrong, you can have them. But I think it's not going to be rated R 100%. So I'm just theorizing with you. So
you know what though, like, and you have your thumb on the pulse, if that's a term, more than I would if you're the Jurassic fan. Is the host of the Jurassic Park podcast, JurassicParkPodcast.com, episode 400 out now, wherever podcasts are found. Is like, at least with Spielberg in those OG movies, some of the scariest parts weren't the dinosaurs themselves actually like picking up a Jeep and eating it. It was more of the thought of what the dinosaur could do. So it was like the footprints or the water, whatever you call it.
The impact tremor. Yeah,
tremoring. Like that's actually scarier to children. So is there actually appetite for some gory movie where people are getting their arms ripped off left and right and there's just F-bombs everywhere? I don't think so. I don't think there's an appetite. You know more than I do, but I don't think there's an appetite in this.
Look at Star Wars. Look at Star Wars. How often do people complain about another animated TV show, or oh, now we're getting a kids live action TV show, and you know, oh, it's Star Wars isn't all like I want it all to be like Andor, dark and, you know, gritty, and everybody's complaining about that kind of stuff in Star Wars, right? And I feel like that's the same thing now for Jurassic. Is now everybody has grown up that was like a kid when the movie came out back in '93. So now everybody's craving what they've never had and what the book offered, right? So the book is the problem. If the book never existed, I don't know that the crave would be there, right? Like, because the book is brutally violent. It is rated R, you know. If books have that rating, but like, There is, but not a 1.5 billion appetite. Yeah, it's
That's correct. Which is why I think why Universal is making the movie. Which was why my question is like, do we know what led executives to greenlight another Jurassic film? And my guess would be not necessarily because the story was like so good they had to make it. Maybe that's part of it. I have high hopes for the story of this film. I just think that like every major company was like, oh, we can't make stuff for streaming. We're not making any money. Quick, to the theaters. How many Fast and Furiouses can we make? How many Star Wars can we make? How many Marvels can we make? How many Jurassics can we make? So if you then decide, like Steve said, and there's not a $1.5 billion appetite, then I think you're just taking it out of the hands of your consumers to go and carry the movie. I think it does decent. Maybe it does 350 to 400 million, which isn't nothing, except for Jurassic's used to triple that.
It needs to do the 1 billion that it's basically been doing. I know Dominion barely just crossed that threshold, but like it got there. Actually, I do have something because one of our other stories was about box office. So we'll see if we get to all these stories today. But
by the way, I hijacked your show, so you take us wherever you want to take us. I'm just chilling.
No. I got to just figure out where the button was that I hit before. I think it was this one. Yes. Okay. So here is the box office, gross. This is domestic, it looks like. So, $652 million domestic for Jurassic World. It goes down a little bit, 417. Goes down a little bit more, 376. Doesn't have international here for some reason, but we know it's over $1 billion for like pretty much all of them, except for maybe the first three, some of those.
Well, I would think if you do the first three adjusted for inflation, it's probably up there. Because I do that sometimes. Like Snow White adjusted for inflation's like $1 billion, so I'm pretty sure. Jurassic Park is the OG '93 movie is probably up there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't have this one come in. It can't be like Jurassic Park 3. 181, which if you look at like box office, I don't know today. Let's see. I don't know. Worldwide, what's happening? I have no idea.
If you do adjusted lifetime gross on Box Office Mojo, Jurassic Park is the 18th biggest movie of all time at like 840 million.
Okay.
And they sold 92 million tickets is what they sold. They sold 92 million tickets to the original Jurassic Park.
Let's see, Mufasa. Let's check out Mufasa. What's Mufasa doing? Because I know it started off a little slow. It's kind of picked up the pace a little bit. 481 worldwide. That one did like $1 billion something, right? Like the first one?
Yeah.
Movies are all over the place now, dude. It's like, you can't really, there's like not a sure bet anymore. Like, not that I would have ever said Mufasa or The Lion King would have been a sure bet at $1 billion. But sometimes it just happens, like Captain Marvel,
I don't think movies have legs anymore. I think everyone goes and sees it in the first 10 days and then that's it.
Yeah. It's
because if you look at like all the numbers that they do like 80-90% of their numbers where movies used to have legs. So I don't know that's what I just don't go back to the rated R thing. I just don't see that being the smartest move for them to just eliminate like potentially 60% of your possible audience. Because there's like a movie theater by my house that literally will not let you bring a child under 11 into the theater for a rated R movie, even if like,
oh really,
your parent. Yeah, like that's the one closest to my house. Even if you're like, I'm the parent, I'm authorizing my 9-year-old to go in here and watch this movie. They like literally physically won't let you bring them in there.
So that's good. I mean, yeah, you don't need to. That was the problem with Deadpool and Wolverine, and probably why it made a little bit of extra money is because people just assume, oh, this is safe for, because there's a lot of people that are not like us that are so hyper focused on every aspect of movies that like they'll just show up and be like, let's take the kids. What do you think? Yeah, okay, just show up. Yeah. So I mean, the same could happen shortly here. It's like, oh, the dinosaur movie's out. Let's go see what that's about. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be rated R. Sure. Will it be brutal? Yeah. Will it be no joke? Absolutely. But it's not going to be rated R. So I just wanted to get that out there and talk about that for a little bit. See what everybody's saying here, just real quick to go back. Alex says, Gareth doesn't seem like the type to do an R-rated film as well. Yeah, I guess. I don't really know his history, but PG-13, I feel like, for the most part, right? Spinorex doesn't think Jurassic needs an R-rated movie. Primitive War this year, who cares? Yeah. Sorry, I don't care about that. It's great for her views. That's exactly what I was getting at earlier. I'm like, it's trying to get us to watch the video, and they did that. They did it, you know? So I watched the video, I got her some views and all that, but yeah.
Also, we're talking about the makeup artist, which we would not have brought up if she didn't comment on that. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah. All right, so let's go to the next thing, box office predictions, since we were just kind of talking about that as well. I think we're back over here. So Variety came out with their box office predictions. Can Jurassic World 4, Leonardo DiCaprio and a new Superman help theaters return to glory? I like this picture that they made. They've got hey, there's Snow White right there. 1 billion. You think the new one's gonna make $1 billion?
If I was to put money on it, no.
No.
Not quite.
The Michael Jackson biopic's coming out this year. We got Pedro Pascal riding. We got the Mandalorian on a Velociraptor. Pretty cool. But
cool.
Anyway, let's go down here because they've got some sure things. Avatar, Conjuring. Whoa, okay. Wicked for Good, Sure Things, Zootopia 2. That'll be one I'm interested to watch. I know like they hit big with Moana, right? But will they do it again with Zootopia? I don't know. We'll see.
Zootopia is such a random hit. Like it's like people love it, and I just didn't. I mean, I liked it, but I just didn't realize it was like such a. I think that was a big international movie, which is why the Zootopia land opened in
which looks incredible. Like I want to go there so bad. So we got more safe bets. We got an image here, but 28 years later,
they're in the field. There they are in the
they're
field.
in the field.
The movie takes place right there.
Fantastic Four, Jurassic World Rebirth. All right, so it says thrill factor. Talk about that thrill factor. Bailey takes the reins of the 32-year-old franchise, playing a team tasked with retrieving materials from dinosaurs that could be the key to the miracle cure. Gareth Edwards, who has fashioned a career helming handsomely mounted VFX movies like Godzilla and The Creator, directs. Chill factor. There is a chance that after 3 Jurassic World movies over the past 10 years, moviegoers may have grown sick of dinosaurs. Verdict. Come on. Audiences love dinosaurs. This movie and its talented cast will rampage through the box office again. Hey, Ryan, I can't read, man. I'm terrible at it. My brain goes too fast. Yep, corn. We got the corn out here. Corn emojis. Let's go. But yeah, so I don't know what this is. This apparently didn't tell me anything at all. But the verdict is, come on, audiences love dinosaurs. Question marks. So following that is Superman, which is apparently a question mark. I mean, it's true.
No,
you don't think it has any chance of making money?
No, I'm saying Superman is not a question mark. Superman
not a question mark.
The most famous superhero of all time going to the theaters is not a question mark, in my opinion.
I remember when I was going to see like the Zack Snyder first Superman movie. I actually was in that theater and I was so excited, dude. I was like shocked at how thrilled I was to be sitting down for a new Superman movie. So yeah. I expect to feel exactly the same way. It didn't fully work for me all the time, that franchise, but I think people are clamoring for something new and exciting, and I think with James Gunn, it's going to be hard, and I think being 1 week after Rebirth is going to be difficult for Jurassic. It's going to make 1 week's worth of money. and then it's going to trickle in after that. It's going to be tough. It's so, maybe that's good for the rated R if it was going to be rated R. Maybe this is like, well, we only have 1 week to make money. Let's just do it now. And I guess if it is, let's just say it is rated R, it's not going to be infringing on the Superman money, I guess, but both being probably PG-13, I'm sure they'll both be that. I just don't feel like this bodes well for Jurassic being 1 week before.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a ceiling that's lower than the other ones, because I saw that Steve in the comments said Jurassic World was 1.67, Dominion was 1 million, so 1 billion. I'm sorry, 1.0 billion, which is sort of what happened to Star Wars. If you had like The Force Awakens was like a massive, biggest movie of all time in America, $2 billion, and then by the time we got The Rise of Skywalker, the last day in theaters, like they grabbed it and pulled it across the finish line to get to $1 billion. So I think there is some fatigue for some of these things. I think the good news is we're a few years removed from Dominion, but I do think there's a ceiling to it, because I just think that these movies are, like I said, they don't have legs, and people pick and choose now. So it's like, all right, I'm going to see a single movie this summer. I'm just going to pick one, and going up against Superman is going to be tough. And especially if they go see Fantastic Four in that mix and all of it, the whole the thing that I think would be helpful is that the movies are just back. Like people are going to see big summer, because we forget, but these things that used to happen all the time, like Spider-Man and Attack of the Clones came out like the same time in 2002, and like that wasn't and I think Two Towers came out in 2002. Like these movies just all came out in 2002 and nobody cared. And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, we can't have a movie within 4 months of ours. We better find and carve out. Hopefully this is like a Barbie and Oppenheimer situation where people just go and see movies. This is my hope.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted here by Yaroslav's comments. I thought I was like missing news or something, but he's talking about score. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I don't know what the difference is, man. I think you're right. I think it is. Back in 2002, we just didn't have streaming to distract us. Now I need to sit down and catch up on absolutely everything I haven't seen. I have to watch Squid Game. I got to watch whatever else that I haven't watched. I got too many things. Plus right now I'm catching up on movies from last year, trying to figure out my final top 10 list on Letterboxd. So there's too many things to distract you now that I don't need to go to a movie to see a brand new movie, right? But yeah, it's tough. I mean, so many of these studios are just like, yeah, 1 month later, here you go. And he agrees with you about what? I'm not sure, but but yeah, the distraction, I guess, with the movies probably. Yeah.
Well, I looking at it right now, like in 2002, May 3rd, Spider-Man, May 16th, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, June 14th, Scooby-Doo. So in 3 weeks, Scooby-Doo, Spider-Man, and Attack of the Clones. June 21st, Lilo and Stitch. So in a month and a half span, you have Spider-Man, Attack of the Clones, Scooby-Doo, and Lilo and Stitch. And
that's wild.
All in a month
and Minority Report?
And the Bourne Identity came out June 14th. So you had a Bourne movie, a Disney animated movie, the Minority Report, Scooby-Doo, a Spider-Man movie, and a Star Wars movie all come out in a month and a half.
That's crazy, dude. That is wild. I mean, I get it, because this summer is going to be unreal. So it's in 25 years or whatever, we're going to be doing the same thing. Talking about this summer and be like, oh my God, can you believe all those things came out? And hopefully, I mean, the staying power isn't exactly there. Yeah, it's like in 20 years, are we going to care about some of these movies? I don't know. But I'm a little worried just because of today's audiences. But hopefully 1 week is enough to get another film and, whatever.
Leave it in the theaters. They should leave it in the theater. Like Jurassic should be in the theaters all summer long. Don't pull it out there 45 days or whatever. That's the hope of a summer movie, because you think everybody saw all of those movies in a month and a half. No, of course not. They saw them all the way up until the summer ended. So you may have caught Attack of the Clones, and then you caught Spider-Man in June, because it was still in theaters all summer.
Yeah.
So if I'm Universal, let's just leave it in theaters until September and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen?
So, dude, it's crazy. Wicked came out November 22nd. And it was out for digital. You could buy it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Like just
and-
a little bit
month and a
over a
week.
month later. And the movie's still doing great. Like it literally the sing-along version just came out on Christmas, like in theaters. So it's wild to me. Like to kill your box office like that is pretty wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, some movies you can understand. Like, oh, it's not doing well. It will do better on streaming. Let's get it out there. But like, it's hard because you accustom your audience to doing a certain thing, and then you switch it up, and then they're confused. It doesn't make any sense for us as movie watchers sometimes too. But yeah, so biggest risks. I don't know. There's nothing that really infringes Snow White, Tron. Disney's gonna have a great summer. But yeah. Anyway.
Well, maybe you've talked about this, and maybe it's on the rundown. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you talked about this on the Jurassic Park podcast, JurassicParkPodcast.com, episode 400, available now wherever you get podcasts. But like Superman, I can't, and because I watch sports, and like I can't get through a sporting event without 8 Superman commercials, and we're in January.
Oh, really?
It's everywhere. Like there's a TV spot, literally every commercial break. There's a TV spot of Superman. So like the marketing game, if you think it matters 6 months out, like they are clearly building a full steam ahead approach to the summer for Superman, and clearly the complete opposite for Rebirth. Do we know why? Like what the holdup is? I mean, we assume the whole thing takes place in a field. It can't be that hard to market.
It does. Apparently, from what I've heard, it's going to be a hard G, and it's going to be just only in a field the entire time. That's what the rating is going to be. Do they still do that? Is that a rating anymore? It's going to be TVMA because it's going to hit streaming really quick. But it's only going to be in a field the entire 45-minute runtime of this movie. I have all the facts, guys. But yeah, I don't know, man. Does it feel weird? Because like if you don't follow it directly, like outside of maybe, what you hear from me or whoever, but like, does it feel weird that we haven't gotten stuff? Like, would you assume it would be much bigger than this right now?
Normally, like I would just say, I would think there'd be like a single trailer or a teaser to follow the typical like 8 months out thing. But the only reason it's weird about it is because clearly they're going all in. This said that somebody, I don't know how accurate this is, but this said there was somebody tracked 66 times a TV spot came up since December 22nd.
Wow.
And during live sports. So like if your number one competitor is airing a trailer already out, 66 TV spots. You saw James Gunn had like that influencer campaign where like all the people were on set, and then they released all these. I don't know if you saw that or not, but they released all these videos.
I have not been on a Jurassic set. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Mistake number one, Universal. That's mistake number. We'll start. Mistake number one.
Say it, Steve. Come on.
Brad was not on there. Number 2 is like they're already promoting this Superman film to where like people know it's going to come out. I would be curious to walk down the street of New York and be like, hey, did you know there's a new Jurassic movie in 6 months? Hey, or 7 months, whatever it's going to be. Did you know there's a new Jurassic this summer? And just see what people say. And that's not necessarily a sign that it's going to go poorly, but like if your number one competitor is going all out, I'm a little curious. Like I was at Islands of Adventure the other day, and I know like I don't know what they're trying to do with the theming because you have like Jurassic Coaster and whatever. Like I would think there'd be some Rebirth stuff all over the place. I didn't see a single like coming soon poster, no merch. Like if I went to Islands of Adventure, I would have no idea when I went through Jurassic that there was a Jurassic movie coming out this summer.
Yeah, and they've done that before, right? They've had banners and things up, but with time, I'm assuming it'll pop up. What's up, Maddox? What are we doing? We're just streaming. What are you doing? And you asked, do you think the Rebirth preview will come out for Super Bowl? Yes, it will be out at the Super Bowl. So watch out, February 9th or whatever day it is. I don't watch football, so I don't know, but I'll be watching for the trailer. But it's funny because like in that 400th episode, JurassicParkPodcast.com, that as you mentioned, literally like the first beginning part of our conversation was like my co-host Jay Jurassic saying like he was tattooing somebody and the person had no clue like a movie was coming out. So like you're getting too close for people to have no clue. You really like you underestimate. I feel like the studio's underestimating how long it takes for information to get to, you know, general audiences sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So
no, I 100% agree. I guess I'm just more confused by the strategy because like you assume they made this movie to bring in some nice revenue from to Universal, only for them to just be like Empire magazine articles and stills from a field. Because Scarlett Johansson's like a legit movie star, and am I crazy or is Mahershala Ali in this movie?
He is, yeah.
A legit movie star, right? Like,
yeah.
When I had to second guess myself, and I was like, I thought I saw that. Like two legit.
That's what it's felt
stars.
like this entire time. It's like, is this real? Still, I don't know.
Right.
For so long, there was so many casting rumors that like it was hard to really follow along. But then they confirmed, you know, most of it. But even Jonathan Bailey, like I thought for sure there would be some kind of like synergy with Universal promoting Wicked and having Jurassic out there at the same time. Like it would have been cool to have a Jurassic trailer coming next summer. Jurassic World Rebirth starring Jonathan Bailey from Wicked. You know, like and it, you know, it just shows this guy like that's Fierro dancing through life, dancing through fields. Dancing through fields.
Synergy.
Oh, very much synergy. Spoilers. But yeah, so and this Nat here says, what's the cost of that much promotion? Is the smaller budget the reason for the lack of exposure? You know, I was wondering when David Koepp made a comment. Sorry, I know we got to get to the Forcecast. We're going to be recording soon, very shortly. So we'll do that in just a moment. But last thing here, I was recording previously talking about David Koepp and his comments on, you know, one of his favorite things to do is like bottle storytelling, you know, like kind of like a story that's quick and easy, takes place in one, you know, general field. And it's like, I was going through the Wikipedia for like a bottle TV episode, and the entire description about a bottle episode felt word for word as far as what's happened with the production of this movie. As like, we had to throw out a script and we had to get something quick in here, cheap, easy, something that put stuff out there. There's not going to be any animatronics. It's going to be cheaper. We're going to just do it on the fly with no regulars and things like that. So it felt very much like this is going to be a cheaper production. It's going to be, I hope the promotion's not cheaper because I'm always so excited to see what they do for Jurassic promotion, but maybe they're going to have to split it with the 10th anniversary of Jurassic World this year. I don't know if they're going to do anything for that. They're trying to figure it out, I'm assuming, but Wicked's been taking up all of their time because Jurassic and Universal is not like Disney where it's like it's got divisions for Marvel and Star Wars and Disney and Pixar. Universal is just, we just work on all of these movies, so we have to move from one to the next. So they're done with Wicked for now. Let's hurry up and move on to Jurassic before we got to move to Wicked again, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I just hope, I mean, obviously they usually partner with Dr. Pepper. Maybe a smart move is buy a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, take the can, enter the code, and get $5 off a movie ticket. Not a bad idea. Make your movie ticket cheaper than Superman. I mean, I would just figure out, you know what? Honestly, it's sad to say this, but get with some like influencers and figure out a way to make a trend with this movie. Do you remember that movie? I never saw it, but there was like one of those random, the random Minions movie came out and everyone wore like a suit to go see it.
And it made a lot of money. Yeah,
it made a lot of money because people just put on suits so they could take a video. Like, I hate to say this, but like in 2025, in 2025, like, find an influencer, like put a Jurassic mask on, like a dinosaur mask, and be like, hey, everyone should go do this and just see what happens. Free to do that.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know if I have my mask here, but Yeah, but that thing, like when they walk up to the box office and they're wearing like a legit entire raptor costume, it's like, one ticket for Superman, please. Yeah, they need to figure out something, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna skip the last story. I was gonna talk about quickly those raptors that somebody made, like accurate raptors. It was because I had nothing else to talk about. So, Ryan, tell the world what's going on with you, man. What are you about? What do you do?
I host
Since we got you on like last second, it was like in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just chilling, watching some dogs. I'm the host of the Forcecast Star Wars podcast, where we mostly talk about Star Wars. Co-host is right here to my right, left. I'm not sure what you're looking at from the screen, but there's only two of us, so you do the math.
It's either me or that raptor over there, I guess.
Yeah,
he does have a mic too. You know?
We haven't tried this. We talk about Star Wars, talk about Skeleton Crew, which I think is a fantastic show. And unlike Jurassic, we don't have a movie to talk about right now. So we're talking about Skeleton Crew. We talk about Star Wars. We hang out. It's a good time. Just search the Forcecast. Forcecast.net is our website. Or Brad's newsletter usually has a link. I read that too. Bradsnewsletter.com.
That's not the link.
Don't go to that. I don't know what's on bradsnewsletter.com. But Maddox does ask though, and I want to know this: what should they buy first, the HC Giganosaurus or the Allosaurus battle damage?
The Giga for sure. I mean, I think that was.
I called it a Gigantosaurus.
Giganosaurus, yeah. Whatever, that works.
Look,
it's
names
awesome.
Of Star Wars characters escape me. You think I'm gonna get a dinosaur, right?
I got one down there. It's really awesome. It's huge. It's just incredible. I would say get that one right away. And I saw it was like really cheap the other day. So I don't know if the sales are still going on, but yeah, I would go with that one. So if you want to keep up with myself, please go over to Blue Sky. We've got the podcast on Blue Sky now, putting some posts out on there. Check that out. And then myself as well. And the newsletter is not Brad at whatever newsletter, whatever.
Bradsnewsletter.com.
I don't know what the actual link is. bradjost.substack.com apparently. But you can just go to JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. I recently wrote about the 9 commandments of the Jurassic franchise that David Koepp talked about, and he only gave us 3 of them. Go check out the podcast on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. Here's Spotify, and you can, I don't know what, this is not new, but refresh it. You got that 400th episode right there. Go check it out. We also got Grim Grinning Hosts, which is going to have some new episodes coming up very soon. I'm recording this week for a predictions episode for 2025. Let's go to the Forcecast here on Apple Podcasts. And is this up to date? No, this is not up to date. Let's refresh. 5 and 6. There you go. Episodes 5 and 6. We're recording number 7 tonight, so stay tuned. That'll be out in 25 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Also, I was on See Jurassic Right with Stephen Ray Morris. He was kind enough to have me on there to talk about all the Rebirth photos and information and stuff like that. So go check out that episode. But yeah, that's where am I? I lost where I was for a second. I'm still lost. I got to find my different links because I didn't set this up properly before recording. Here we go. Anyway, that's all we got. So check it out on Letterboxd. I've just crossed, 10 or 11 movies for this year already. So I got to try to beat my total of, 250. I don't know. Where was it? What did I watched?
50 movies.
251 films logged last year. And 491 hours wasted, some would say, but I enjoyed those hours. But yeah, so go follow me over on Letterboxd as well. Just give it a search. But Ryan, thank you so much for coming on here and talking a little bit about Jurassic with me.
Thanks for having me. I am a big Jurassic fan. I'm anti-rated R. I'm excited about Rebirth. Did you talk about how Scarlett Johansson's going to be hosting the Today Show for a week?
I didn't. No. I did see that. Is it Today Show? I didn't know what show it was that she was hosting. I just
NBC
saw she was hosting something.
NBC property, Universal. Maybe
What week
we'll
was
talk
it again? It's soon, right? It's like next week or so, something like that.
Let me leave off with some accurate information.
Yes, Yaroslav. I know. I gotta watch the Alien movies. So, like I said, I'm finishing out my 2024 like top 10 list. There was like a few movies that I usually wait until like the 10th, and if once the 10th hits, and I'm like, that's it. That's my cutoff date, and then I'll finalize it. So I want to finish out my like 2024 movies that I missed out on, and then my goal is to watch all the Alien movies, because last year I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood to watch all disaster movies. So I watched like literally every disaster movie I could find to start the year. And it seems like I need to do that this year. But yeah, we're going to be catching up on the Alien movies. In Neil we trust, Steve says. Yes, looking forward to next Forcecast. Spoilers for the next one. The episode was great. It was awesome.
It was phenomenal. And also beginning January 21st,
okay.
Scarlett Johansson will appear on the Today Show as a guest host. So I imagine, because did you know that somebody departed from the Today Show, which left an open
Hoda.
Hoda, yeah, she departed. So now they're gonna just be like bringing random people in. So Scarlett can appear at any time, NBC property, and let's just say after the Super Bowl, maybe she's the host, and then they talk about the trailer.
I mean, that would be nice. I don't know when the Super Bowl is. I think it's February 9th, but like, again, I don't know if they're gonna like lead into it. I would hope they would just lead into it, kind of like Superman did, but I don't know, because Superman gave us like a week's worth of content before the trailer, which was nice. So hopefully Jurassic will do that same thing, but I doubt it. But Scarlett on Today's Show sounds interesting. You know, she's got her my cousin or my brother or whatever he is, my dad maybe, Colin Jost is her husband. So you know, I gotta call him up. What am I doing? Why haven't I done that yet?
I had no idea that your dad was Colin Jost. That's crazy. Makes sense now.
It does, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. Go listen to the podcast. Go check out the Forcecast. We'll see you later. Goodbye, everybody.